George, let's see, a question for you, John. What singer would you say, let's go to George Paxton for a moment. What did he mean to the group at the beginning? George Paxton.
Well, George Paxton was the president of Chord Records, and obviously he was the one who signed us to a recording contract. The thing I have to say about Chord Records and George Paxton is that it was a good company, and obviously they liked what we were doing.
Like the old time?
They liked what we were doing. And the story goes like this. We go into Chord Records, and before they signed us, we were going in the door, and out the door comes Adam Wade and Johnny Maestro in the Crest. They were leaving the company, and we were getting signed by Chord Records. But the main guy that I have to say at Chord Records was Fred Wiseman. He was the arranger. He arranged all the Glenn Miller parts with the saxophones and the sound that you hear, because he had the ear when we walked into co-ed to think that here's these guys with this harmony and these arrangements doing standard songs. What would it be like if I could put this orchestration behind it? And when he did, and we heard it in the studio, it was like we knew it was going to be a hit, because you could hear the orchestration and the voices and everything else, the blend. It was all so great, and it was timely. People wanted to hear it. In fact, I think it's ageless. I think people still buy it today, obviously.
A story, there's so many stories. I'm sure you could write a couple of books about some of the events or periods of time throughout the course of your career in the music industry and the record companies and so forth. Any little story you'd like to tell us about perhaps one of your friends or somebody at the record company that sort of inspired you along the way, and some of the things that you've done throughout some of these great years?
Well, I think co-ed records with the arrangements and the people at co-ed and the people that we met in the studio definitely helped inspire the Duprees as we were recording, because we recorded with at the time, the great guitar player Tony Mottola, Al Caiola, Bernard Purdy on drums, so many of the great. And then I think we had the first section of the Glenn Miller Band that was still around during that period of time, with the guy that played the clarinet lead, and that was all inspirational.
Were you on some other television shows here in New York and New Jersey besides Dick Clark? Do you recall? Or?
Sure. At the time, they had one of the most popular shows out in New York was the Clay Cole Show. We must have did the Clay Cole Show probably a dozen times ago. And we had the opportunity to perform with the Brooklyn Bridge and so many of the groups during that period of time. The Happenings, Little Anthony and the Imperials, Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons. I keep mentioning Frankie, but from Jersey, obviously, the connection with Clay Cole and just coming right across the river was kind of an easy trip for us to come and do his show.
We have to do actually something that we don't normally do too often. We have to do a station ID.
Sure.
You know what those things are.
You got to make some money.
Maybe you'd like to do it for us. WP18 New York, New Jersey.
Hey, WP18 New York, don't forget to listen. This is a great station. Great guys. Listen to Teddy every night, because if you don't, John Salvato will find you.
Well, I don't choke to death on the show. Here it is, the old jingle. Well, there we are. We're back, and now it's a Teddy Smith Music Show of America right here. 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and today's great hits, or hits that were, or hits that are. And how do you see the music industry, in your opinion, today? And if so, we know obviously things have changed with the internet and with the Spotify and Pandora and all the things that have made, that vinyl not happen on a lot of radio stations, although we do play vinyl here and also CDs. you see a lot of significant changes in the things that you do today as opposed to the way it was back then, or does it really matter anyway?
Well, I think it does matter, and I think technology plays a big part of what's happening today. In fact, I think Chris, during the break, asked me, or John said, did you actually record those songs live with a band? And the answer to the question is yes. During that period of time, we didn't phone the vocal in. We sang live, where today you can record the instruments in California, record the vocals in New Jersey, and they mix it together, and you got a CD. So technology played a big part.
Do you think the industry has suffered in any way in terms of what's happened in the last couple of years because of the fast-paced technology or the fast-paced way of things changing?
Well, I think when you hear Taylor Smith talk, she's talking about records being downloaded and how the companies and the artists are losing money because you download a record, you could share it with 10, 15, 20 people, and nobody gets a royalty and nobody gets a sale. So technology has been wonderful as far as the electronics and everything is concerned, as far as records are concerned and how you can make beautiful music. But as far as the industry, it's probably hurt the industry a great deal.
What's great about this show is that we're going to play this show that we're on live now. We're going to rebroadcast this show tonight, or I should say, is it tomorrow morning from midnight to 2 a.m. right here, so the people, our great audience in California, that sometimes, since the hours are a little bit earlier over there, will be listening tonight. And hopefully all our great audience here in New York and New Jersey as well in Connecticut will be listening to this tonight from midnight to 2 a.m. tonight or tomorrow morning.
We'll be listening too.
That's wonderful.
I'll be listening too.
Well, you'll be listening, Jim. Hey, Jim, by the way, we have a big holiday show coming up, I believe. Maybe you could give the date or maybe a little introduction to what may occur on when it is, the date, the time, and who and what and where.
8:30 on the 15th of December. Barbara Harris from the Toys, Frank Jekyll from 1910 Fruit Gum Company, Tony Middleton from the Willows, Mark Ramone from the Ramones,
John Salvato from the Duprees.
hopefully John Salvato.
Sure, why not?
Tommy James, Eddie Brigatti from the Rascals, Dave Brigatti from Joey D and the Starlighters. And who was that Christmas guest we had before Letterman? She came on right before.
Arlene Love.
Arlene Love, and a lot more. I can't.
Oh, it should be a lot of fun, and hopefully we could have these gentlemen here, after they sing here tonight, come back for our holiday show and sing live in the studio once again, if they're available to come down here, or tape a segment with us.
The cameos are very accommodating. They're wonderful people. They're great guys. They sing great. They do a lot of shows. John, you want to plug in?
John, you want to plug a couple shows, John?
Grab the mic.
Just grab the mic. Just pull it right to you. There you go. Yeah, it's real,
with the cameos.
Real technology here in the studio here at WPAT. Let me just put the microphone on.
Charlie Thomas, February 15th.
February 15th, we'll be at the Grand Centurion in Wayne.
In Clark, New Jersey.
In Clark, I'm sorry.
Clark, New
Making it
Jersey.
Clark.
With
And
Charlie Thomas and the
We're going to be opening up,
cameos.
the cameos will be opening up with Charlie Thomas and the Drifters, the fabulous Drifters. So we're excited about that. Very, very honored to do that.
We'll be honored to have somebody from the Drifters, and you guys come back on the show and promote it in January or early February as well.
Okay.
Now we're going to play These Foolish Things. Great song, great hit. Anything you want to share with us, John, about
Again,
the song?
I think the Foolish Things is from the Joey Van era with the Duprees. Again, we're going to enjoy the Glenn Miller sound, and I think that's what you're going to hear with the behind the harmony and the vocals of the Duprees.
Okay, we're going to start playing that song right here at WPAT, and if you want to say hello to John Salvato, give us a call at 212-219-9695. Hi, how are you? Lily. Lily on the piano. Good to see you. How are you?
Nice to see you.
Great.
Long time.
Yeah. You look wonderful, like you always do.
Thank you. We're getting back in track.
No, wait, don't.
That's it.
Hello.
Hello.
Great to see you.
Love you.
Thanks for coming down.
You're welcome.
Okay, I'll be watching.
You gotta keep it real brief. He's gonna say hi to John.
What's going on here?
Right there.
Good night, my love, right?
Yeah.
Gonna get you to bring the piano in soon. It's time, like for the holiday show or whatever.